Hey everyone, Laz here, Methuselah Mindset. Welcome to the beautiful Kaiwaka Forest on the gorgeous Kaipara Peninsula in Northland, New Zealand. The Farmer's Carry. Pound for pound, bang for your buck. To me, one of the best exercises that you can do. Now, let's be honest, how many times do you hear that? You get out on that World Wide Web and even in YouTube, there's 100, 1,000 different videos telling you this exercise is good for your biceps, this exercise is the best exercise for your chest and quads, and the list goes on and on. But the encouraging thing about that Farmer's Carry, and I've done a deep dive, guys, I've gone out and I've done the research, we'll cover that a little bit later on. It's really encouraging to find that leading, physical exercise trainers, scientists, doctors like Dr. Peter Attia, guess what? They all 100% agree that the Farmer's Carry is absolutely one of the most useful exercises that you can do. Now, we're going to mix it up a little bit today, guys. I'm going to start off with a bit of a how-to and hopefully pass on some good tips and some correct form to carry out this movement, all right? As part of that, I'm going to do a little bit of a demo, including one of the little routines I do, all right, and a couple of variations. And then we will sit down, we will go through all of the current literature and just really deep dive into what's going on when you're doing the Farmer's Carry and why it's so good for you. All right, let's start off, guys. Now, that's the other thing I like about the Farmer's Carry is you don't need any fancy equipment, all right? I use buckets of stones or rocks, all right? You could fill them with sand or water or anything. You could use paint tins. You could use milk bottles. Of course, you can use dumbbells and kettlebells. Point being, you can pretty much use anything, all right? And the other thing I like too is we're made to do this, all right? We've evolved over thousands of years, and guess what we've always been doing? Carrying stuff. So it's that whole functional aspect, which we'll sort of touch on in a little bit more detail later on. It's just absolutely a great exercise to prepare you for carrying. And as we get older, one of the big problems that we have and causes a lot of issues later on when our hips and our knees start to sort of fail us is falls. Well, Farmer's Carry is absolutely going to get you into great shape to prevent you from falling. All right, guys, now let's get on to it. Now, regardless of what, I'm using buckets of rocks, all right? It's almost like you're carrying out a deadlift, okay? Well, you essentially are when you're dropping down. Now, here's a couple of key things, guys. You hear me just say this so many times, but it's so important with this Farmer's Carry because this braces everything. You keep that core switched on. That's why it's so good for core strength. It braces everything else, all right? So, butt, gut. You know the core, you know the score with the core. Keep it switched on. All right, so we're dropping down, guys. Silverback gorilla stance. And we're picking those weights up. All right, now, I want you to imagine you're in the military, okay? Because this is a controlled movement. You've got that chest up, that back is straight, that core is tight, and the shoulders are firm. All right? Now, you don't want to rush this either. If you want to go quicker when you're doing your movement, all right, take small steps. Do not take big, long strides. Just take more smaller steps, all right? That's a great tip. But the biggest tip I can give you, and I'll pop these down, is you control the weight. Do not let the weight control you, all right? So just please plug that in there, guys. You control the weight. Do not let the weight control you. And that segues into the fact that you don't want to go too heavy when you do that, when you first start doing this exercise. All right, guys, but keep those things in mind, all right? Get that side angle for you again. I'll just drop down. It's like a deadlift. We're coming up, all right? We're bracing that core. We're keeping that strong right throughout this movement, all right? Small steps, not big strides. That chest is out. You're in the military, ready to salute. The back is straight, the core is braced, and the shoulders are firm. All right? Now, I'm going to do a quick little routine here, and this shows you how I mix it up and make it a little bit more fun and a little bit more useful. I've got if you've seen any of the running the gauntlet videos, right? I've got my little course here. It's 40 feet, which is about 12 meters. I'm going to do 4 lengths of that with these buckets full of stones, all right? And then after the 4 lengths with my normal buckets of stones, all right, I'm then going to load them up with 2 big heavy rocks, and I'm going to do a couple of lengths with a heavy, and then I will do another 4 lengths with a light. All right, there's a whole bunch of physiological reasons why that benefits you, but just take my word for it. Let me take you through it. Let's start off. Now, shoulders are firm, chest is out, back is straight, core is tight. We're going to rock out 4 lengths, then 2 lengths heavy, and then 4 lengths. Let's rock and roll, guys. And remember, this is a controlled movement. That's 1. Even when you're doing this, guys, you can feel the good that it is doing you. All right? Think about it. I'm having to turn on all of my muscles, all right? Because I need to keep good posture, all right? It's the stability and balance. Fantastic for balance. All right, that's me 4 with the light one. I'm gonna drop those bad boys down and load it up with a big rock. Oof. Oof. And up we go. Woo. This is where the mental toughness comes in, guys. It's great for the mind as well. Round we go. Again, you can see I'm just taking small steps. If I want to go faster, just keep those steps small. I think I'm doing an extra lap. Alright guys, same thing like we're doing a deadlift, we're going down, back is straight, core is switched on, taking out those heavy rocks. And wow, this adds another whole element to it. All of a sudden, this feels easy, right? It's your mind. It's fantastic, isn't it? Let's go. Let's get another couple of lengths in. Whew. Here comes the mental toughness. I'm struggling now. Mind is switched on, core is switched on. Let's do another length. Here we go. Whew. Whew. All right, let's get my reading glasses. Let's do a deep dive into the latest literature. Woo. Now, I'll be honest, I pretty much lost count of how many lengths I did there, but I got to tell you, that was enough. That is a great little workout. Now, I've just done 1 round. Normally I'll do, depending on how I feel, 2, 3, 4 rounds, and that is enough. I do that a couple of times a week, and honestly, full body, all over, just hits everything. Okay, woo! Let's get into the literature, guys. Now, as always, I'll include all the links below because, fantastically enough, there is some amazing information out there because, you know, it's like the farmer's carry has been understated for so long and people are just starting to rediscover how good it is for you, all right? Now, full disclosure, probably one of the best sites with the information I found was from and I'll include the link below, and I want to thank you guys, the Mountain Tactical Institute website. What a fantastic website. I'd never actually been on there before. Great source of information. Thanks guys. You guys rock. That'll be just fantastic information. All right, so let's get into this. The farmer's carry provides total body strength and conditioning. It challenges the whole musculoskeletal system as a unit in terms of strength, stability, and physiological demands, requiring a very strong grip and dynamic core stability, along with forceful triple extension of the ankle, knee and hip in the lifting and walking phase. Excuse me, I'm out of breath. The historically underappreciated farmer's carry is now receiving the recognition it deserves amongst strength and conditioning professionals and rehabilitative practitioners. For example, farmer's carries are being used for both shoulder injury prevention and return to sport. I will give you a personal example of that. Just another quick note too, guys. I call it the farmer's carry. We call it the farmer's carry down here in New Zealand. In the US, some people call it the farmer's walk. Farmer's carry, farmer's walk, it's the same thing. Where did I say? So for example, farmer's carries are being used for both shoulder injury prevention and return to sport, especially amongst throwing athletes. I never knew this. Farmer's carries also enhance overall strength and improved posture, balance and stability, all of which also improves performance for sport and life, while reducing risk of injury. Farmer's carry strengthens and conditions the entire body as a unit, from your neck muscles, traps and shoulders to your entire leg muscles. There are few exercises out there that tax your entire body like the farmer's carry. And like I alluded to before, it's so encouraging to see, a lot of the world's, leading experts on exercise and, and all the science backs this up, all right? That the farmer's carry, bang for your buck, pound for pound, that whole full body, it's just right up there with the best exercises. Is it the best? I don't know. It doesn't matter. When you've got all these experts telling you how good it is, I think that's good enough for us, all right? I think it's worth doing. Okay, now let's get into the top 4 benefits of the farmer's carry. Now, I took these from multiple websites, but like I say, a lot of this, because the information was just so good, is from the Mountain Tactical Institute website. Grip strength. And if you're familiar with the work of Peter Attia, look how much he talks about grip strength now. The Huberman Lab. So many of the experts, I'm starting to ramble. I'll go on here because they mention it, all right? Grip strength. Grip strength has been extensively researched with several authors. For example, Dr. Peter Attia, recommending grip strength as a useful indicator for overall health, a vital sign and as a biomarker of health status. Grip strength has been consistently demonstrated as a measure of overall quality of life and body function. This includes upper limb function, bone mineral density, malnutrition, cognitive impairment and depression, sleep problems, future functions such as susceptibility to fractures and falls, and even diabetes and risk of cardiovascular disease, with current research suggesting it may be a more powerful predictor of cardiovascular mortality than systolic blood pressure. I did not know that. That is fascinating. Many authors are recommending a grip strength as a biomarker of aging and as a measure for identifying older adults at risk of poor health status. A strong grip has been associated with everything from a better quality of life, lower risk of sarcopenia and dyspnea in older adulthood. Sorry, guys. I'm still recovering from that. Sarcopenia and dyspnea, if you didn't know, both age-related loss of muscle strength and power conditions, and reduced risk of cardiovascular events. 2, functional strength. And I mean, my goodness, I couldn't agree with this more. Another reason for using the farmer's carry in your training is to transfer gym-based gains into more functional strength. The farmer's carry exercise and its variations arguably have the most significant carryover from the gym to your activities of daily living. Carrying grocery bags in each hand is functionally a farmer's carry. So is carrying suitcases. There is literally not a physical occupation out there that doesn't involve some form of farmer's carry. And here's the other thing. We have evolved over thousands of years to do this very thing. We are physically made for it. 3, dynamic core strength, stability, posture, balance. Doesn't that resonate with everyone? And aren't those things that we absolutely need to work on in our golden years for us sensational seniors? All right, farmer carries develop a strong core brace with the muscles working together to create spinal stabilization, often called core bracing. ensuring the spine remains neutral and protects against both shear and compressive forces. Farmer carries reinforce dynamic core stability as you must move with load while maintaining a braced core, making this a more transferable exercise to movement in the real world. Farmer carries have also been found to have greater activation of the abdominal muscles as compared to other exercises, with peak erector spinae muscles being engaged during the lift portion. Farmer carries reinforce correct posture, translating to both better performance and reduced risk of injury. They strengthen your posterior chain, helping to offset what we commonly see as slumped shoulders and a rounded spine. Bill Hartman, a prominent physical therapist, has pointed out that heavy farmers carries facilitate pulling down the rib cage while bracing through the midsection, improving diaphragmic position and correcting spinal dysfunction. Last but not least, number 4, and injury resilience. I so resonate with this one. Farmer's carry creates stability in the spine, protecting it. One could argue that a stable spine can reduce risk of injury in virtually all areas of the body, as everything is connected. If your core cannot sufficiently brace, for example, your knees and hips or other body parts, or other body parts may take the brunt of the forces, leading to increased risk of injury. Farmer's carries are excellent for shoulder health. Now, I've had 2 rotator cuff surgeries. Like I alluded to before, this one reasonably recently, 21 months ago, February in 2022. Look, it's not the only exercise I did, obviously, as part of the rehabilitation of my shoulder, but I have to tell you, is absolutely one of the best ones. Hands down, it is 100% assisted me in getting this shoulder right, all right? For all the reasons that these guys have listed here. I mean, I could not agree with this more, okay? What else have I written down here? Oh, I wanted to shout out to my surgeon, Clayton Brown. Thanks, Clayton. I've personally used the Farmer's carry as one of my primary rehabilitation. Okay, sorry guys. They effectively set the shoulder blades into a stable position, and this is really fascinating, and stimulate a PNF response in activating the rotator cuff muscles. What's a PNF? Here we go. Proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. It's a stretching technique that can improve your range of motion. Many therapists use PNF to help people regain their range of motion after injury or surgery. The result? A stronger, more stable shoulder. This is vital, as most shoulder injuries are due to a deficiency in scapular positioning, leading to shoulder instability. Performed correctly, Farmer's carries reinforce correct positioning and stabilize the shoulder. Again, at the risk of repeating myself, which I'm just about to do, I cannot emphasize that enough. 100% the Farmer's carry has helped me get my shoulder right. Hands down. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that information. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you may have experienced with the Farmer's carry. Tell me if you like it, all right? Otherwise, you know the score, guys. Love, respect one another. Get yourselves outside, do the Farmer's carry, get yourselves moving.